The first project that we're going to do this year is a name pennant, aka a flag with your name on it, expressing yourself with your interest and likes, style, whatever you'd like to use for media, art supplies. As long as it is not sticky or gooey, you can use it. We're going to stick them in the laminator and we're going to show them off, hang them up somewhere in the school. Stay tuned. At the end of this video, there'll be some name pennants hanging up from last year in the library. So to help you get started with your name pennant, let's do a quick review of the elements art. Remember, we have line, shape, color, value, form, texture, and space. And if you don't remember, or this is your first time, don't worry about it. We're going to do a review. To kick off our element review, we're going to talk about line. Lines are marks on surfaces that describe a shape or an outline. A line can create texture and can be thick or thin. Types of line can include actual, implied, vertical, horizontal, diagonal, and contour line. Here's some examples of line. You'll notice onto the left-hand side, the guitar and the area around it, the lines are thick and thin, and it gives you the illusion of depth. On the other side, it looks like fabric folds in a nose, and the contour lines run across it as if they're a landscape. The next element art we're going to cover is shape. Shape is a two-dimensional line with no form or thickness. Shapes are flat and can be grouped into two categories, geometric and organic. Organic shapes are wavy, very wispy. Think of plants, nature, the human form, things you see in nature. Geometric shapes are strong and rigid. Think of architecture, buildings, man-made things. Here are some shape examples in artwork. Think about what you see. Is it strong, rigid, straight lines? Geometric shapes. Or is it flowy and wavy and curvy? That would be organic. The next element is form. Form is a three-dimensional object having volume and thickness. It is the illusion of a 3D effect that can be implied with the use of light and shading techniques. Form can be viewed from many angles. Here are some examples of form in artwork. You'll notice how real they look. You could look like you could touch them or look around them. Color is the next element of art. It refers to specific hues. Color has three properties: chroma, intensity, and value. The color wheel is a way of showing chromatic scale in a circle using all the colors made with the primary triad. Complementary pairs can produce dull and neutral color. Black and white can be added to produce tints. Basically, you add white. Shades, you add black, and tones, you add gray. Here are a couple color wheels you've probably seen. Remember, the basic triad of colors is red, yellow, and blue. These cannot be made from any other color. The other colors are built from them. The secondary colors are orange, green, and purple. These are created by mixing two of the primaries. For example, red and yellow make orange. Moving on to value. Value is the degree of light and dark in a design. It is the contrast between black and white and all the tones in between. Value can be used with color as well as black and white. Contrast is the extreme changes between values. Here are some examples of the use of value in drawings. You'll notice how the light hits the object or objects in a drawing often determine what values that object has in its lights and darks. The next element is texture. This is one of my favorite elements. Texture is about the surface quality, either tactile, like you can feel it, or visual. It just appears to look like you could touch it. Texture can be real, right, or implied by different uses of media, art supplies. It is the degree of roughness or smoothness in objects. And here are some examples of textures. If you look on the right-hand side, you'll see visual texture. It's implied. It's not really there if you were to touch it, but it looks like you could feel it. That is implied texture. But over on the left, you'll see especially that fish in the top right-hand corner. You'll look at that bumpy paper. It was applied, collaged in there, and if you were to touch that, you could feel the bumps and ridges and all the little edges of the paper. Is actual texture because it is actually there. You can feel it. Space is the element of art that refers to variations in the perspective and proportions of objects, lines, or shapes. There is a variation of sizes in space of objects, either real or imagined. It makes things appear to be in front of one another or closer or further away. It also can be the positive space, the space of the object, or the negative space, the area surrounding the object. Here are some examples of space in artworks. When lines converge together, they appear to be going back into the distance. When objects overlap, the object that you see the complete shape of appears to be closer to you. All right, well, that wraps up our Elements of Art review. So what we'll do now is we will start on our name pennants, our flags. And here are the requirements. First, you're going to use line to create texture and outlines. Your letters should be shapes. Overlap some parts of your design to create space, so some things look near and some look far away. Show form in at least one of your objects. Use color to express yourself. Use value to give your design dimension, and fill the entire format. Don't leave white or blank areas. Add images that illustrate your personality, likes, interests, hobbies, etc. And have fun. And here are the name pennants from last year hanging in the library. Enjoy.
Awesome. They're all hung up everywhere. Okay. This is awesome. Oh, you're fine.
So good. Oop, table. Chair. Let's see if I don't hit another chair. We'll be good. Oh, you're fine. I just want to make sure everybody got to see their stuff hanging up. Everybody's stuff.